So what the heck happened? Why did I quit doing YouTube? It's time to finally talk about that. So I think the last time I posted a video, I was, heading back to our room after the big pirate party. We were very excited because the next day was going to be Jamaica, and Jamaica is one of our favorite places. We've been there before. We had a fantastic time. I gotta be honest, the tour that we didn't meet my expectations for what a tour was going to be. It wasn't great. We got toured around in a van. Luckily, separate vans. It was actually strange. It was supposed to be one van with all of us because it was a big van. And for some reason, the way that, the tour company decided to send two vans. So Char and I were in one, and the Tracker family were all in the other van. And I thought we'd see the real Jamaica. We didn't see the real Jamaica. We got taken to drug dealers' houses and corrupt politician houses, and then taken to touristy gift shop. And the one thing that was really good was the stopping for jerk chicken. And that was really good. That was fun. That was a good experience. But all in all, that was not the best tour. I think we're just trying to find something that would satisfy everybody. And in reality, I don't think it satisfied anybody. That's how it goes. Lesson learned. You can't just nail it every single time. So, however, having those two vans turned out to be a great thing. So the next day we took COVID tests. I felt fine, but Char had to take one, so I figured I should take one as well. And sure enough, she had a positive result. We knew what to do right away. We knew we had to do the right thing. We had to report it. And that's what we did. So we had to go down, and there's a whole protocol when we had to march down to the medical area there. And I've been there more times than I wish I had. So they've taken Charmaine into her own room. They're asking me to wait while they give her a test. I think you know what the result's going to be.
Hey there. Okay. Thank you. Confirmed, positive.
And what's next, did they say?
They'll come up and take me away.
And toss you off the ship?
Might be easier.
This is not magical. They are coming to take her to isolation, and then I'm going to get the room cleaned. I'm just going to stay in tonight, and I'm going to do another test in the morning to make sure I'm clear, and then I'll talk with the trackers and see. I don't think I'll hang out with them just to be safe, but I'll see what they say. The doctor says I don't have it.
Gotta knock at the door. This is goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, honey. I love you.
Okay. So this is the note. You'll follow the note.
Well, that was interesting. We took the crew elevator down to the 5th floor, and I'm in my own room. Exactly the same as the other room. And a patio. Not sure if I should be out there or not, but I'm sure they'll let me know.
Then all the Tracker family took tests. They were all negative. It was just Charmaine. I think she got it when we were looking for tequila. I was looking for tequila, and Charmaine was just shopping around when we were in Cozumel. That's where we think, but we don't know. Who knows? We felt safe for the first time because everyone was tested, and we're all good. We got tested before we left Canada. We were tested before we got on the ship. No COVID. Somehow, still got COVID. So yeah, the trip kind of wasn't so great at that point. You know, I was super nervous. I didn't want to give anyone COVID, so I stayed back in my room for another full day and just tested. I got room service. They let me have whatever I wanted. Unfortunately, we had to cancel our dinner at Remy with Tim and Jen. That sucked because it looked amazing, but I didn't want to risk it. And yeah, so fast forward, the cruise from that point was not great. You know, I'm by myself. Charmaine's quarantining in a room all by herself.
This is not magical. This is sad. Told me to drink lots of liquids, gave me some drugs to take every 6 hours. Basically, I just feel like I have a cold. Kind of a little stuffy, a slight cough. That's about it. Tired, just really tired. Probably gonna have a nap now.
You know, the day that I was quite excited for, because I was most definitely negative, was Castaway Cay, and you know, the trackers had a cabana, and like, when am I ever going to get to go in a cabana? Like, never. It's not going to happen. I was like, okay, well, at least I can go and experience that. And I did, but the problem was I was trying to change our flights. Hours and hours on the phone. Hours. Finally got my flights all arranged. It's now 5 to 1. Oh my God. I gotta tell you, if you ever win a flight gift or you get a gift card for a flight, I mean, it's great as long as you don't have to make a change. Hours and hours, because no one else can do it but me. Otherwise, Disney would be helping me out, but they can't. So, trying to salvage this day as much as I possibly can. The rules at the time were you cannot travel until 10 days past the date of your first symptoms. So Char knew what that was, and so the countdown began, and it continued while she was on the ship in isolation, and then it had to, of course, continue on after. So we had to change our flights. Disney would have made the change for us. They would have handled it. But because it was a third-party ticket, it was a gigantic pain in the ass. It was horrible. I am very grateful for Disney Cruise Lines because they gave me a phone that I could use that wasn't going to be charged to my room for, you know, whatever it is, like $2 a minute or, I don't know, $1 a minute, whatever, because I was on the phone for hours. It would have been so expensive. Basically, it was cheaper to buy a new flight than it was to pay the fees to change the flight. That was Michelle. I'll talk about her in a minute. She doesn't live here now. What? To Castaway Cay, and I got to see what a cabana looks like. I did a little snorkeling, and by the time I had done all that, it was done. Castaway Cay is always a fast day, but dang. Oh, and it rained all morning too, so there was that. It wasn't perfection by any stretch of the imagination. It's just a little rain. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But of course, Charmaine was just locked in her isolation room that whole time.
Good morning. Today is Castaway Cay Day, and it's a sad day. This is my view from the room, which I'll be in all day again. But they actually called this morning and asked for my breakfast order, which is so nice, and this is what they gave me for a menu to choose from. My throat is a little rough this morning, as you can probably tell, but otherwise I feel okay. I just feel like I have a cold, and I'm sure once I get some coffee into me, I'll be a little bit better. Slept okay, bed is awesome, but still not magical at all.
And then pretty much after that, I mean, Castaway Cay is your last big thing, and then we were back. Now, here's the thing. So when you're You know, in isolation on a cruise, you do not get off the ship with everyone else. There's basically a different procedure for us to get off the ship today. I'm in my room a little bit longer. I didn't join the Tracker family for breakfast today. We're going to be kind of doing a different debarkation. We're going to get our bags picked up at our room. Someone's going to come and take us down. We're going to be staying in Florida for another week, and Disney is covering all of our expenses because Charmaine has to stay in isolation. We're going to be moving to a hotel. I'm staying here with her for another week, and I'm going to continue to test myself every single day, make sure that I stay negative. Then we'll go home a week from today. So we're moving over to the Royal Carib in Orlando. Charmaine can't leave the room till Wednesday or Thursday. About to get off the ship. I'm just taking extra precautions, wearing a mask when I'm around anybody or indoors. But yeah, they've opened up all the dividers and they're cleaning off the decks right now. Something you don't normally get to see. Bye, room. It's been a great home for last week. Even though I've been by myself for the last couple of nights. Yeah, it's time to go. I am sad. Last elevator ride. Yeah, so everyone's all queued up. There's not too many left, but I have to go over to guest services. And we're gonna get escorted off the ship.
All guests disembark the ship at this time. Leave the gangway located on deck 3 midship. Please.
So they've just asked me to have a seat at the bar, and then they'll let me know when I'm cleared to get off the ship. Much different experience. They've just asked me to sit down here. I'm just at one of the bars. I just checked, and they do not want Charmaine to come down on her own, so someone's going to go collect her. So I'm in contact with her. So guests are going to start coming on the ship in as soon as 35 minutes. I don't think anyone gets on at 10. So you would think they would want us out of here before any new guests arrive. Just feels weird. Just waiting, continuing to wait. This is something we don't get to see very often. This is a very empty Disney fantasy. The people who were in isolation were escorted off the ship out a completely different door. Our luggage was waiting for us there. That was the first time I got to see Charmaine since we were separated. We got put in a van and sent to a hotel to wait out the rest of our quarantine. Bit of a different view.
Well, that was VIP, no waiting.
No?
No lines.
Just waiting comfortably in the room.
Just not knowing when. What,
Yeah.
Did they forget about me?
Yeah, you're gonna go for another cruise? But they kept you comfortable?
Oh yeah, they're very gracious.
Did they give you like the regular, like did you just order the regular room service? Or did you have other?
I did, but
Yeah.
I could have had the other.
Oh,
Just wasn't overly interested in it, so.
yeah. Are you feeling, like, can you smell the cheese?
Oh, I can taste
Yeah?
and smell, yeah. The only thing, I just feel like I have a cold.
Yeah.
My voice is a mess. But, just a stuffy nose. Scratchy throat right now, but nothing. I had a good cup of coffee waiting to here.
Right. Did you get coffee this morning?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I did the order the night before.
Well, they were so good, they actually called me and asked, anytime they would call me and ask for my dinner order or my lunch, breakfast.
Yeah.
They called me last night and said they're doing a continental and if I would, what I would like. So I got a carafe of coffee and a couple Danishes.
Cool.
I got up at 6:45. They were at the door at 6:55.
I think I woke up at 6. We're just checking in to the Royal Carib. And it looks pretty beautiful. Awesome. Well, here we are. We just had our bags dropped off by a very, very nice man, Charles, who helped us out. Thank you, Charles. And he gave us a bit of a tour. So here I'm going to share it with you now. This is a newly renovated suite. It's a 1-bedroom suite. Great big couch. It's also a pull-out. Very nice. A microwave and a coffee maker with it's a Keurig, and we got some pods and those kinds of accoutrements. Here is the bedroom. So we've got an outside sink, mirror, and a makeup mirror. And here we have the shower and the commode. And this suite has 2 queen beds or 2 double beds. Not sure. A makeup area. Another big TV. Very nice, very clean. Now Disney gave us some options. They said you can rent a car and drive home, because that was allowed. But it's a heck of a drive from Orlando to Calgary. It probably would have taken 4 or 5 days. And that's like a minimum of 8 to 10 hours every day. What we were able to do is Charmaine stayed in one half, the bedroom half. She had her own TV, and that's where the bathroom and the shower was. There was a living area, and in the living area, there was a pull-out couch. So I stayed there. We wrote out that whole thing, finally got, done with the quarantine. Quarantine for 7 days, and then unable to travel for 10 days. We had a couple days where Charmaine could leave the room. She was testing negative. She didn't have any more symptoms. It did not hit her very hard at all, and no one in our group got it at all. None of the Tracker family got COVID. I never got COVID, just Char. After all of that, then it was time to go, so we went home, and that was that. I started putting together the videos, and just as we started getting to this part of it, I was just like, this is just no fun. This is not good. I like our videos to be positive, to show fun things, and I'm not about the drama at all, yet that's what I was faced with. The thing that made me stop doing the videos is the fact that really I was a bit naive. And when Charmaine got COVID, I was dumb and went on Twitter and said, oh dang, whatever it was I said, Char got COVID. Well, holy moly, the hate that we got and the horrible things that were said and the accusations against Tim and Jen and the fact that I was like the worst person to ever live. And I never had it. I never got COVID. I did everything I could to test, unmask. I did everything. I didn't have COVID. I never had it. I couldn't spread it. I didn't have it. It just left such a bad taste in my mouth about the whole thing. At the best of times, I might get maybe a couple $100 in a month from revenue from YouTube. And the amount of hours that I put into making videos, I'm making way less than minimum wage. Man, is it even worth it? So that's the reason why I stopped. The videos weren't fun to make, and it's not like they're profitable. What's the point? Maybe it was just time to take a break, and that's what I did. So in between there and now, here's a few things that happened. Water main blew at our house in June, and we were left without water in our whole place for a few weeks. That sucked. I'd also just started a brand new job as an operations manager in the IT world. It's a really intense job, really intense. There's really not much downtime. I mean, I'm getting paid well, but that being said, I just don't have the time or the energy often when I'm done for the day to then spend a few hours editing video. In July, we did Calgary Stampede, and that was fun, and I did do a video for that. I ate a cricket hot dog. In September, I went out to Victoria because my mom wanted to go to New York City with her sister. It was on her bucket list of places to go. So I went there to keep my dad company. But the main thing that happened at this point, which is also some more reason why I've just not got back in the video, is my dad has Alzheimer's. And he just can't be left alone anymore. So I was dealing with that reality for the first time, and that's not fun either. If I want to do fun stuff on YouTube, there really isn't a lot I could talk about. I did try to make the best of it. I didn't realize that at the time when I left to go to Victoria that my dad had Alzheimer's. I knew he was acting a little funny, but I never really realized how bad it was. Yeah, I went fishing, I caught some halibut and crab and salmon, and I worked remotely. Flash forward a few more months, Michelle graduated early from high school. Her graduation gift, we had asked her where she would like to go, and originally when we were talking about this back in the summer, she wanted to go to Walt Disney World. I'm like, okay, I mean, you can go anywhere. We can go to Japan, you know, would you like to go to Japan? I'd like to go to Japan. I'd love to go to Tokyo Disneyland. She's like, no, Mom doesn't want to go there, so I want to go someplace as a family. I said, okay. So we booked a stay in a 1-bedroom at Old Key West. Michelle started thinking about it, and she was hearing a lot of how we felt about the whole Genie Plus and all the extra costs. And she said, well, why don't we go to Mexico? I said, if you want to go to Mexico, we can probably go for 2 weeks instead of 1. So she was like, whoa, let's do that. We went to Mexico, went to Puerto Vallarta, and that is going to be my next series of videos. I needed to tell this story. I needed to explain what happened, why I felt I needed a break. I was just dumb and naive to talk about it on Twitter, just unleashed a whole firestorm. And I feel so bad because really it was mainly focused on Tim and Jen. I can handle stuff for myself. I just felt so bad that anyone would say anything bad about Tim and Jen. Really was my fault. I was just too dumb to realize that anyone would really care. I was just being silly, unaware of the repercussions of just talking about what had happened. The videos weren't fun anymore. I want them to be fun again, but I want you all to know what it was. And again, I still have this job. It is still very intense, and putting out videos is not the top priority for me. I've got a whole job and a career I've been working on for way over 30 years. Maybe someday something will happen. Maybe I don't need to be the IT guy anymore, and I can be the YouTube guy. That would be awesome. I would love that. I really don't think it's actually going to happen, but I do like the whole process of YouTube, and I love the interactions I've had with all of you. In fact, really, if it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't be friends with Tim and Jen or any of the other vloggers that I've met along the way. So I am thankful for YouTube on that perspective. I got to finish this whole thing about Michelle. After Michelle graduated, she decided that she wanted to move out to Victoria, so my mom and her put together a plan. Michelle got a transfer for work right after we got back from our trip to Mexico. Michelle packed up her stuff and flew to Victoria to start a new chapter in her life. And it's been nonstop drama ever since, because they decided for some reason to get a dog, and not just a little dog. They got a big dog. They got a golden retriever. And of course, having a puppy golden retriever does not make your life easier in any way whatsoever. So I've been hearing about all of this drama. And then today there's some problems with the car, and you know, it's just nonstop drama that's been going on with Michelle being away. We also have more sad news, very sad news. Our little dog, Sassy, is very, very sick, and she has been losing weight. She was losing weight for quite a while. We got her to the vet, and I was hoping, it's weird to say that, but I thought maybe she had diabetes. And once we got some insulin going, she would start to perk up, and she'd get her weight would come back. But no, sadly that is not it. She has cancer. It looks like it's probably something that started in her adrenal gland or her pancreas. We don't know, but it's now in her liver. We're just trying to make her days happy and give her all the food and treats and everything, because she seems fine, except that she's so skinny and she's very tired and she's getting quite slow. The vet even said there's really nothing they could do. So it's just a matter of time, and our poor little sassy girl, our sweet little baby, she's gonna cross the Rainbow Bridge. There you go. Here's all of the fun stuff you've missed in our lives and why there's been no videos. I hope things are gonna get better, because our trip to Mexico was fantastic. I also wanted to say I have created a second channel. It's called Amazing Views. And Amazing Views is very different from anything I've done before. It is really just high quality views, long videos of amazing views. I have one of the Victoria Harbor of the cruise ships coming in and coming out. I've got some from Mexico with beautiful sunsets. You know, us sailing away from Port Canaveral, if you want to know what that's like, because we sat at the back of the ship. You can just see it, and it's just all relaxing, kind of ASMR, just super chill. Use it as a screensaver, background while you're working, and it's just like a window to a different place. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and the videos from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico will be up soon-ish. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time from The Holy Moly.